Welcome to our Wednesday activity. So I'm really super excited to share this with you. I went online and I found how to make all these cute little journals. I'm going to show them to you. So this one right here is a quarter of a page of regular printer paper, and it has on here a quote that says, "Scriptures can calm an agitated soul, giving peace, hope, and restoration of confidence in one's ability to overcome the challenges of life." That's Elder Richard G. Scott. So in it has a place where you can mark like your favorite scripture and then little thoughts and inspiration that comes to you while you're reading it. It also has a little area that if you want to put any cross references. So that is one. The next one is smaller. This one, it says "My Little Book of Scripture Study," and it has the same quote on it. And it has the same inside. It's just smaller, so you can tuck into, all of them will tuck into your scriptures. You can tuck it in there like that. The next one gets smaller. Okay, this one's "My Little Book of Favorite Scriptures." So it has a James 4:8 on it. "Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you." And it's blank inside, so you can either just write down the verse you like, or you can write down what the scripture itself is. I think these are really cute to tuck, when they're all complete, to tuck into your purse and use it kind of as a pass along. So, or somebody that is having a bad day, just say, "Hey, here's some of my favorite little scriptures." And then the last one gets smaller. So this one is called an accordion book. My sister-in-law taught me how to do this. And so I have in your printout, there should be 3 different ones that you can do. This one says Jesus Christ. It has all different verses that are about Jesus Christ. Like, He's our bread of life. He's the door. He's the light of the world. He's the resurrection and the life. So that one is full of scriptures. And then I have another one that's half full and one that's completely blank. And so we're going to learn how to make these today. So you need some scissors, some tape, glue stick, 2 pieces of string, yarn, ribbon. I have a pin here. Now this is optional for the accordion book. You don't need to have your ends on it with the string, but you can. So if you do, you need 2 kind of thicker 2x2 pieces of paper or cardstock. And then this is 3x3. And then this is 1.5, I believe. No, I lied. It's about 1 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside. I also have my Cricut cutter here that makes things easy. So I'm going to show you on one of the easier ones. This one is "My Little Book of Scripture Study" print out. So I have it set where it gets cut out. So I'm going to do that first. You can either cut it with your scissors, and these ones have lines on them that you can follow, but the bottom doesn't. So I'm just going to take off just a little off the top and a little off the bottom, about just as much as I did. Okay. And the next thing is, you'll see it has all these little lines that separate it. So I'm just going to take it, I'm going to fold those on those lines. So this is super easy. You can print these out and have your kids do them. I think I'm going to have my kids do that, because we like to all study the scriptures together, and they can either draw on it or they can fill it out. Okay. So once you have those edges all folded, you're going to fold it in half hamburger way. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut those first two just across. Okay. So let's just cut in the center. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold it like, fold it in half this way, and then just squish it. Okay. And then that makes our little book. So another thing that you can do is you can just glue these little edges down so that they don't come. So on this one there is just a couple of them. And that is your first little book. So easy, so cute. I love it. I love little mini things. Okay, so the next one is this one. It comes in 2 sheets like this. So I would recommend just cutting off a little off the sides, because I noticed it didn't line up very well. So I have everything in print format, set to narrow. Margins. I already cut off some sides and off the bottom, so okay. So once you have that, you are going to want to set them side by side, and the scripture journal needs to be over all the way on the other side. So it's set up exactly like this one. So, but the first thing we need to do is we need to tape down the center. So I'm going to flip it on the back. Okay, so once you have it all taped, then that's where you want to fold it just like that first one. You want to fold it all the way in half, and then in half again. You want to fold down the edges. And then we're folding it in a hamburger way. And we're going to cut down the center. And that will put that hole in like that. And that way we can stand it up. And we can pull these pieces out like this. And kind of bring one over to that side and one to this side. And then putting it together. And you have your bigger scripture journal. And that's where I'm going to do the same thing with the other one, is I'm going to glue it on the pages that are open. So I was thinking last night what would be really cute too is just to sew down those little things. So that's fun. So there we have it. So I like that this one you can also tuck into your scriptures while you're studying. I think I'm going to do that because I always need, well, I got a bookmark now from our surprise goodie bag, but I think that's really fun. The next one that we're going to do is my little book of favorite scriptures. Now this is, if you've ever done, it's called a Zen or Zine. Well, kind of same thing. We're going to cut off. This one has a line you can follow along the top. And along the bottom. And then I'm just going to trim a little off each side, kind of just that same amount. Okay. So with this one, we're going to fold along all of the lines. Since we have those all folded, if you'll notice, let's put you down really close. So I have some darker lines, and then it's light. Darker lines and light, darker lines and light. And these darker lines are going to be the ones that we cut on. So if you turn it this way, we're going to start here. And we don't cut all the way across, we just cut to that end of that dark line. So basically 3 boxes. And we'll flip it over and we will do the next part. And flip it over and do the next one. So then once we have our little pattern that goes around, we're going to start folding. So this is our front. So I'm going to fold it like this. And then I'm going to tuck it and then fold it again. Gonna keep following it along until I get to the very end here. So we have a couple of pages at the bottom, and I couldn't figure out how to flip them up, but one says tuck behind the front cover and one says tuck behind the back cover. So we have in the back too. So this one, that tucked behind the front cover gets tucked behind my little book of favorite scriptures. And you kind of want to give it a little bit of room because that kind of becomes the binding. And then that blank page just gets tucked around here. So at this point, I like to take and put some glue right on the back of my little, actually, you can put glue on all of this page. It will get glued to the back. And just make sure everything's all lined up and just tuck it all behind. And there we have it. So cute. And they all turn out to be little pages. So the last thing that I do is go along, and you'll notice you have these. Now you don't have to glue them if you don't want to, but I like to glue them. So I'm just going to glue them down. And it's not a whole lot. Just a couple pages. So that one's all done. So cute. Okay. All right, so last one is our accordion. So I'm gonna do the blank one to show you how it's done. It also has little instructions here. And at the bottom is a YouTube video I found of a lady that can also show you how to do it if you want to go and check her out, or if you want to just watch my video, I'll teach you everything to do. So I'm going to cut off that bottom. Now these are 4 squares and they all are 4 by 4s. So I'm going to cut along. You'll see some boxing here. So I'm going to cut along that line. And then I'll flip it over, trim off my excess. I'll cut in the center there. So we're going to have 4 4x4 squares when we're done with this. So what's super fun is when I was taught how to make these, we used them for little picture albums. And so we would put little pictures, and I called my mom's grandma's brag book, because she could keep it in her purse and pull it out and show friends, her grandkids. So now that we have 4 squares cut out that are 4 by 4s, we're going to take each one and we're going to fold it in half each way and then diagonal each way. Do that. And you want to try to keep it as centered as possible. Scrapbooking. That's what I've been trying to think of all this morning. When scrapbooking was super trendy. I actually really liked scrapbooking. My sister was involved in one of those multi-level marketing ones where she sold scrapbooking, and then it got really cute after that for a while. And then we went digital to digital scrapbooking, and everybody's like, oh, that's so much easier. I haven't done it. I keep doing chapbooks, and I'm like, I'm gonna print off chapbooks, but then I have to go through all of my pictures to think which ones do I want to put in it, and it's thousands of pictures, because I think we got digital when Elena was 5, and so it's 15 years worth of digital pictures. Okay, so now that I have them all folded, I'm going to line them up the way that they're glued. So our first one is glue to number 2. And then number 2 glue to number 3, and number 3 to number 4. And then this one doesn't have anything on it because you see everything. So then I get my glue stick. And we're just going to put the glue right on top of this one. You want to make sure just to try to get it into that square. You can also, if you want, just glue it, put the glue on the back. So this one, we're going to be working diagonally. So we want to line everything up. Just glue it to that square. And you can check the back and make sure it's lined up if you want. It makes it a little easier. And then we will do this one. And then same thing for this. And the rose goes up at the top. Because if you went this, well, it really doesn't matter, I guess. It works either way. I'm going to put that one right next to it. Okay, so at this point, you could be done if you wanted. You just have to fold it. So, like the one that says Jesus Christ, you don't have to put a cover on it if you don't want to, but I'll show you how to do that too. So first I'm going to show you how it gets folded. So these squares right here, all the ones that are in your center stay squares. So if you ever wanted to put any pictures, you can always put pictures in those little squares, and then you can do cute little writings. So I like to just kind of fold them again. It's kind of like making those fortune tellers. So I'm going to crease those, and then the top one right here, these get creased in. And once you get the first one started, then the next follows. So I'm kind of working and I get those tucked behind. Okay, and then the next set goes forward. So this gets tucked behind and these go forward. And then these go behind. And then these go forward. So there we have our cute little accordion book. Okay, so next I'll show you how you do your cover. So I'm going to take my glue stick and my tape. So if you have any little sticky dots or a glue gun, you can do those too. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue each of these onto here. Right in the center. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to glue this. And we're going to put it down.
Yeah, over that too.
Okay, I'm going to put a little that should go right here on these corners. Put those down. Okay, and I'll do that with this one too. All right, so then I'm gonna take my string, I'm gonna put a little piece of tape to hold that string on there. Okay, so now we have our front and our back. So we'll take our accordion book. It all together real quick. So we're going to put our front cover on. We need to make sure that when it opens, the string won't be in the way. Okay, so I'm going to put it on this side, and then I'm just going to put glue on. And glue it in there. So looking at it, if you're looking at the square, my string is going this way. I'm going to fold it up again so I know where to put my other string. So my other string is going to go this way. The last little thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little cover on. So So the string is long enough to just give it a little wrap around and a little tie, or you can wrap it around this way and tie them both here. And you cut off a little extra string. Super cute, I love it. So opening up, you can see, and then you can mark all your little favorite scriptures, or now you know how to make a cute little photo album or a cute little journal. So I'll show you them all again. Let me just tie this real quick. Okay, so we have our cute little accordion, our little mini Zinni, our little scripture study one, and our scripture journal. So there you have it. Now you know how to make them all.